Hello everyone, I'm the Nerdy Fool and welcome back to Pathfinder Kingmaker. So, I've said before that I don't like reloading or resetting unless things don't go the way I expected. And so, I've already actually played through telling Oleg and going to Rostov and having that banquet. But what I understand from just advice online, again, not trying to get spoilers on the story, but apparently going now so that I can get the reward for doing it within 30 days just skips time to the end of the 90 days, and I just lose out on 60 days of exploring, filling in the map, gaining experience, etc., and makes things tighter to try and get more stuff done afterwards. So most people seem to recommend not bothering, because the reward for actually getting it within the 30 days is just a +2 dueling sword, which is not worth losing 60 days of exploration. So I'm still going to go in, talk to Oleg, let him know we've done the job, but we're not going to head to Rostov first. So we'll rest here and then head back out and do more exploring and take on more of the stuff. I'll probably not take the whole 60 days because I don't think there's that much left to explore, but I'd rather not lose out on the time because this game is on a clock. Staggler's gone. We found his fortress and sent the villain to oblivion. Oleg looks at you with respect bordering on admiration. And good riddance. Maybe now we'll be able to actually live in the Stolen Lands rather than just surviving. Oleg sighs. Without a doubt, more people will flock here now. It'll surely boost trade, but all the noise they'll bring with them... Well, that's none of your concern. I bet you can't wait to return to Rostov and report your great victory. I still have some unfinished business here. As you wish. So whenever we're ready, we can go here and tell him Rostov awaits. I plan to set up right away, and he will take us to Rostov, or at least let us prepare. But for now, we'll speak another time.
In due time.
So I don't think anyone else has anything to say to us. We can't let Svetlana know that her sister died in the battle, which is a bit of a shame. Keston Gress also has nothing to say. So, I don't know. I suppose we will rest because we marched through the night and are exhausted. Tristan also has nothing to say to us yet. Don't worry about me. Jod says I'll be fine soon. So that should deal with our tiredness. Let's talk to all of our companions just to see if anyone has anything new to say after defeating the Stag Lord, but my guess is the answer is no. And they probably won't until we actually get to the next chapter of the story. I guess she's not a companion, but same difference. Yeah, no, it seems like no one has anything new to say.
How may I serve you?
So, have you proven yourself to be a mighty warrior? Hey, Chief, Miri gives you a broad grin. What's in your mind? We did do a quest with Tuskgutter, so I guess that's open new dialogue. Have you proven yourself to be a mighty warrior? I may have. The trial is finished, and if someone ever doubt me, I'll prove it. Miri shakes her fist at the unseen offender. So I'm the chieftain of your new tribe? What do you expect of me? Tribe always must have plenty of food. Tribe's enemies must be tough, not some easy scum. Tribe's fighters must challenge the strongest enemies. Also, well, Mary contemplates deeply. You must rule the tribe. Make big decisions. She waves her hand vaguely. Alright, well thanks for talking with me. Talking. When we do some monster killing instead? Mary sighs and turns away. Whose dog is this? I don't know.
I'm there.
By Amiri, but I don't think she has a dog. So let's set out. We're not going to take any of those items. I'm going to drop off all of these random magic weapons. Someday I might find someone who I want to have used them. Oh! We didn't sell stuff to Oleg. Oleg is a merchant, and I'm sure I have stuff to sell. Show me your wares. So let's just offer all of the random knickknacks. For 2,000 gold. We're up to 13,000. Is there anything that I think the party desperately needs? Like, you could use a bastard sword. You could use a flail. You've already got a magical weapon. You don't really use... I mean, you do use your bow, actually. Quite a lot. And I probably should level up my other companions while I'm here. For whenever I actually bring them into the party. But is it worth 2,000 gold to give, like, Lindsay a better bow? I'm unconvinced on that. You two... maybe. Assuming you have... the weapons I want. Does not have a bastard sword for her. You have a flail. He has a magical heavy flail. Not a normal flail. But I want to keep you having your shield. And no magical light crossbow for Lindsay, I guess? No. I want to just set out at the moment. We'll deal with leveling up our party at some other time. It's fine. So with that resolved, where do I actually want to go? So we've got a few places we haven't been. I'm still confused about Pine Patch that I've never been to, but is marked that I've been to. I feel like Pine Patch might have been where we arrived when we went through the ancient tomb chasing after Artuccio. Pine Patch might have been where we popped out. And we have the Manticore. Well, we're already level 5, right? Yeah. Can we take on a Manticore? I don't know. But I am curious, because I don't know much about Manticores. Except that they're, you know, big, scary, flying enemies. But if we're taking 60 more days, then I don't need to worry about holding off on buffing. So probably once we know that the Manticore is nearby, assuming we can see it, then we'll want to pre-buff, if possible. If it spots us first and attacks, then that doesn't help. Although arguably I might be able to pause time and then go into the mod menu and buff anyway. Hi, Manticore.
To victory!
Alright, you're a level 6 magical beast. That's not actually that bad. I thought you would be a lot higher level. What do we know about you? AC's only 16. Not bad. You get you get a bite and a claw. Attack. Decent damage on them with decent hits. We don't know what special abilities you might have. Alright, and we are not necessarily organized the best. let's have you rage. And you can turn on Inspire Courage. Oh, Harem, pull back. And Amiri, pull back. There you go. Focus on Valerie, please. Oh, or you can just explode him in a single hit. How? Was someone doing crazy damage that I didn't notice? Mary dealt 17 damage, 12 damage, 11 damage. How much health did it have? I'm seeing 11, 23, 49, 59 damage, and it died. Okay. Well, that was fast. I was definitely a lot more worried about that fight than I needed to be. Also, nothing to loot. That is a shame. Also, Lindsay, can you turn that off? Oh, you have. Right, because you have lasting song now. Or lasting... whatever it's called. So when you use your Inspire Courage, it stays up for 2 more rounds. Magical Belt. Belt of Dexterity. So one thing that occurred to me. I've been boosting your Dexterity. But you're attacking as a wizard. Does it use your Intelligence for your attack rolls? Or is it using your Dexterity? It is using your Dexterity. Good. Couldn't remember how Pathfinder worked. No, so that's great. So then, probably giving you the belt. Or Lindsay. One of the two of you, but I think you. Make your attacks more accurate. Seems reasonable. Also, can I hide that helmet? Yeah. That helmet looked very stupid on you. I get that it's giving you buffs, so I want you to have it. But it's not a good look. Man, that fight was over way faster than I was expecting.
In due time.
We can't get up there, so that's this area explored. Let's connect this line. And then head back this way. Two Rivers Field. Quiet, unremarkable area not far from the confluence of the Crooked River and the Shrike River. No major roads cross the area, and travelers are rare. As usual, we will avoid more boggards. Basic boggards, not the crazy hard ones. Yeah, we're avoiding just going straight up the middle. Because if we run into any danger, I don't want to be attacked from all sides. Much more sensible to attack from the outside. Why do you get sneak attacks? Is it because they haven't acted yet, so on the first turn, they're flat-footed? That's probably what it is. So she probably is only getting a single sneak attack per fight.
Follow if you dare.
Serves you right. I'm not afraid.
Ooh, what do we have up here? Splat?
Done and done.
Okay, we have a tent here, so someone is
I did as you asked.
hiding out in this area with a bunch of traps.
I did as you asked. I'm there.
Or at least someone was hiding out in this area with a bunch of traps. Another Rostlandic coin, and a magical short spear. Just a +1.
To arms!
Oh, the wolves and boggards are fighting each other. Wait. Oh, yeah. I was like, are we under attack? No, it's just them fighting each other.
To victory! I do what I must.
Hello, boggard. So we just run into their territory and just slaughter everything alive. I feel a little bad.
I'm off.
Done and done.
Oh, there you go. Just items for money.
This will hurt.
Can you make an epic pose? I need inspiration.
And that's this area done. We're doing pretty good. But I guess we're 5th level. We've already taken out the Stag Lord, so most things aren't that big of a challenge.
My breath.
We don't need to go to Nettles Crossing. We can't yet cross down here, so that's probably waiting. Well, no, we're gonna have to repair the bridge at some point, I assume. That's why we can't cross. We do need to actually go up here as well, to the waterlogged lowland. Dangerous Swamp, or the Riverine Rise. We'll go up here first.
Resting would be nice, don't you think?
Not everyone's tired yet.
I'm hungry. When we stop?
Alright, we can camp here.
Harum, I know what you wanted to tell me. Don't even try. I'm not going to bow to your Brotus, or to anyone else.
But you are wrong. Everyone needs a name to call on in the hour when all things come to an end.
I don't think that's necessarily true. A gloomy, soggy lowland leading into a swamp. Travelers avoid this place. The swamp is dangerous on its own, but it also tends to attract monsters and other unpleasant creatures. Oh, it's a story. We walked across the hearth for a long time, yet no sight sprang up before our eyes. By turns, we discovered a verdant lowland with several near-about springs streaming down behind the hillside, and then in the distance, in the center of the lowland, among the bush, there stood a single dry tree, a true giant. Its magnificent outline resembled an animal's paw, clawing at the sky. But what was truly remarkable, the flat landscape was dotted by mysterious dark humps. They were piled about the height of a man and scattered around in abundance. We determined that we should explore the lowland, or we had more important things to attend, so we turned around and went back. We'll explore it. The further we trekked, the softer the land became. Step by step, heath grass gave way to moss, low-growing shrubs and ferns, and then slushy puddles of stinky swamp water. The muddy ground sucked at our feet, and soon our party was jumping from hassock to hassock. Finally, we reached the first group of mysterious humps and learned they were no mere hills, but dugout dwellings. We moved with great care towards the center of the lowland, and there the real swamp began. On the way towards the mysterious giant tree, we saw the foggy outline of another hut, this one much bigger, and surrounded by small clay statues. examined the surrounding dwellings, we would not retreat and moved ever forward towards the tall tree, determined to visit the big hut on our way there. Lord Nature, standing one behind another and tied together with a rope, we continued on our journey. Or deemed it better that we stopped the struggling to push further. Let's examine the surrounding dwellings. Inside the dugout were frowsy and dark, darker than holes, and filled with absolute desolation. There were no windows in these mud walls, no furniture or other homely items, except for the odd piece of tattered wicker. But every dwelling had a large hollow dug right in the center of the dirt floor, like a fire pit, but taking up the greater part of the space. They were filled with standing water and reeked beyond description. So we could just move towards there. Or standing one behind another, tied together with a rope, continue on our journey. Is that continue on our journey of, like, leaving? This is unclear to me of exactly what it's trying to say. I definitely want to push forward. I'm just going to push forward. I don't trust that one because it's unclear. We would not retreat and moved ever forward towards the tall tree, determined to visit the big hut on our way there. We walked slowly, carefully, choosing our way, keeping to drier ground as much as possible. But the further we went, the more difficult it became, and soon we were wading waist deep through the cattails. Frogs croaked loudly as we peered anxiously into the cloudy water, struggling to make out what shadows flitted along the bottom. Suddenly, Amiri staggered, spit out an oath, and flailed her arms. She'd made a wrong step, and unable to pull out her foot, she called out loudly and began to sink into the vile green slush. Waist deep, from the perspective of Lindsay. Hurried to the rescue, sensing that time was short, or Athletics 14, wary of another of us getting sucked into the bog, we decided to form a living chain. Standing next to each other and holding hands, we began to pull up our fellow traveler. Yeah, let's pull up the fellow traveler using Amiri's athletics, who is the one that is actually stuck. Luckily, Amiri managed to keep her head above the water while we struggled to rescue her. Oh, I guess that's fair. So it's not that that she pulled herself out. She was just able to hold on long enough for us to make the human chain. While we struggled to rescue her, grabbing the nearest hand and pulling with all her strength, she freed first one foot, then the other. The insatiable bog gurgled hungrily after us, but we didn't look back. Sodden and weary, we finally made it back to solid ground, and a palace of sorts rose before our eyes. A spacious hut made of mud like the rest, but decorated with pebbles, bones, cattails, spikes, and snail shells. In front of the palace was a wide and shallow reservoir. Its green water reflected the leaves of huge ferns and primitive clay figurines. The buzzing of gnats was nearly deafening. We were not far to the center of the camp, and a firm and steady path led there through the thick bushes. At its end, that tall, dry tree stretched mightily upwards, clawing at the firmament. Carefully examined the clay figurines, trying to fathom who they might portray, peek inside the hut, or just move forward. Let's carefully examine the clay figurines and try to fathom who they might portray. Goggle eyes, flat heads with no necks, ears, or chins, ugly long legs, unnaturally bent, these sculptures could only be the work of boggards. Primitive, cruel boggards tribes had inhabited the swamps of Gogunta and Avestan since the olden days. Pitiless to others and to each other, they were led by the darker instincts of their insane priest kings. They are known to grow young fry in the pools inside the houses. So Gogunta is the continent found south of Avestan, across the inner sea, west of Casmaron, from which it is separated by the Obari Ocean. During the late Age of Anguish and Age of Destiny, central Gogunta was the heart of civilization in the hemisphere. This legacy of arcane discovery remains even today in the nations of Osirian, Nex, Nantambu, and Hulamog. Beyond these bastions of civilization, Gogunta is overrun by dangerous wilds, from expansive deserts and impenetrable jungles. Then Avestan, I think, is the continent that we are on. Yeah, Avestan is the continent on the world of Golarion. Is a continent on the world of Golarion, one of the most heavily settled areas on the planet, Aveston possesses as many varied cultures and environments as any other continent in the world, and an ancient history stretching back tens of thousands of years. Brevoy, the River Kingdoms, Numeria, and the Stolen Lands are all situated on Aveston. We peek inside the hut. The palace was twice the height of other huts, and its entrance was wide enough that 3 could walk abreast. The walls were decorated. An unknown builder had scratched drawings into the clay while it was still wet, the faded scrawl depicting huge amphibians devouring smaller figures. Some frog-headed, others not. 3 of the 4 rooms boasted large holes filled with water, just like the other dwellings, though here there were steps descending into them, cut into the dirt. In the farthest room, we found equipment decorating the walls. Leather armor, spears, clubs. To our surprise, a number of items were well preserved. The hut was clearly deserted, so we felt no shame in taking some of it with us. A short sword, leather armor, and a bit of gold. We moved forward, seeing we'd drawn so near to our goal. It was ever so lovely to walk once again along the well-trodden path. Our soaked clothes imagined being dry, and our mood at once lifted. The bushes that bordered the path seemed to wave at us amiably, with their juicy green leaves and shiny bright red berries. A fresh wind puffed away the rotten smell, and it finally felt like the swamp might be nearly behind us. But then the wind stopped blowing, and the thorny branches continued to move, and we heard a loud shout. Amiri, who was watching our rear, pointed to a surging, crawling wall of green, filling in the path behind us. The surrounding thicket was coming to life. Its branches reached out with a soft swishing sound. Drops of sap oozed from their thorns, gleaming in the emerald dusk. The path was disappearing. There was no way back, and the clear space ahead was closing. So mobility, which she's got a plus 17 on a DC 16. I think she could succeed. We ran forward as fast as our legs could carry us, flying towards the closing passage. For strength, plus 3 on a DC 15. We drew our swords and tried cutting our way through, or we just run forward, waving our torches in hopes of searing or scaring off the ravenous plant. No, we're gonna use your awesome mobility to run forward as fast as our legs could carry us, flying towards the closing passage. As any experienced traveler can tell you, sometimes you walk and sometimes you run. The branches snatched at our backpacks and clothes, and the sprouts tangled at our feet, but we slipped their grasp. We were too quick. Finally, after what seemed an endless trek, we came upon the gigantic dry tree that so intrigued us from the beginning. Lo and behold, we saw an idol cut into its trunk. A huge horned, three-eyed toad. Its googly eyes made it look both cruel and dumb, almost idiotic. Its muzzle hung half open, sharp-toothed, with several hanging tongues. Deep brown streaks oozed from the corners of its mouth. More religion. We tried to glean what sort of idol it might be. Lawful good, the idol reeked of evil, to say the least. We were certain we must destroy it, or neutral. We thought better of interfering with the sinister idol and continued on our journey. Let's do lore religion first. Try and glean what sort of idol it might be. There could be no doubt. This is Gogunta, master of the great swamp in the demon abyss. But what is this? While we were examining the idol, a large, bright blue dragonfly came out of the hollow in the tree and sat invitingly on the very tip of our noses. It was so remarkably strange. It didn't react to our movements and seemed quite content to remain where it sat. So Gogunta is a demon lord of fetid swamps and serves as the sole goddess of the swamp-dwelling boggards. Gogunta appears as a frog with many heads and even more eyes and tongues. Boggards portray her as a huge queen of their kind. So it reeks of evil. Chaotic evil with fortitude. Suddenly Melandra grabbed the dragonfly and held it in front of her mouth. Oh god, did she just decide to eat it? Chaotic evil. Just eat the random dragonfly hanging out in the area. Or don't interfere. I mean, boggards are evil. They keep attacking us. And the place is deserted, so it's not like I'm ruining anything active. The idol reeked of evil, to say the least. We were certain we must destroy it. Clearly we could not leave such an obscenity unscathed. We drew our swords and slashed at the wooden face, and from it oozed black sticky blood. We heard a great clap of thunder, and a thick fog arose from nowhere. The birds screamed furiously. More thunder soon followed, and with each strike, the sky grew darker and darker. Soon we couldn't see the sun through the fog. The air shuddered again. But was it still thunder, or the creaking voice of the monstrous toad? Still, our iron blades dug deep into the blood-soaked wood, and at last the idol was smashed into splinters. The fog cleared away, and silence descended. Suddenly we realized that every frog in the swamp had gone quiet. We turned almost with a sigh of relief, and saw that the flesh-eating bush had withered away. Satisfied with the job well done, we returned to where we'd come from. Can I go in now? There's nothing interesting left in this location. Then can you not... Why is it still a question mark? That's going to taunt me. Alright. Well, then I want to go down to the Riverine Rise. But I think... Let's just quickly connect these paths. Alright. Or have a random encounter. That's fine. Who's here? Goblins. A goblin alchemist.
Let us strike as one.
Dare.
Okay. That was quick and simple. I don't want either of those. Yeah, I don't care about any of that either. I mean, they waylaid me. Because I'm just like, okay, I'm not here for the experience or the money because they have nothing of value. And they're giving basically no experience. But it's fine. Alright, with that, let's pull back since we've connected this. And make our way back down to the Riverine Rise. Curse of Feeble Body. Interesting. That's probably for taking out the tree. Oh, and it did finally mark it that we've been there. That's good. It says permanent. I'm gonna hope it clears up with rest. -2 to Constitution is a bit rough. Let's head in, see how big of an area this is. Not bad.
Follow if you dare.
Is there nothing going on? Okay. We did not run into anything on that path. Why is this area here? Ah, whoa. Large water elemental. Level 8 outsider. Okay. That's suddenly a thing. Huh. We don't know its defenses. I mean, I guess we just go for it.
Consider me provoked.
I'm listening. We will prevail.
So you're gonna do that and that. You're just neutral, so I can't do any sort of protection from alignment. I'll have you do a bless. Amiri, please.
Tear them apart.
How are we doing? Okay, you're half dead, and you have not managed to hit Valerie yet. Excellent. Are you doing Ray of Frost on a water elemental? I mean, it's a ray, which is why you're doing it. But water elementals, I believe, have cold resistance. It doesn't say that, though. Amiri's damage is reduced. Why? You did 14 slashing, it was reduced to 9. You only did 1 damage. Maybe it didn't get reduced because you're only rolling a 1? I don't know. I'm gonna keep an eye on that. No. You're doing cold damage and it is not resisting it in any way. I am wrong. Shows what I know about Pathfinder. There's an easy way to bring up its health. Oh. Well, that, I guess, solves that. So they get rid of the body by having it sink in the ground, but when you tab highlight, you can still see it just under the ground. Fun. Okay, so there's water elementals here. Or at least one. Nothing else over there.
In due time.
And that doesn't look like a cave we can go into. Okay, that's area fully explored. I think this is the faster way out. So then, rat no kill, I guess? I kind of want to go back to the old sycamore as well. Just to see if I can figure out how to get that quest to go away. I don't know.
I need to catch my breath.
We could rest. We've got plenty of time. Let me just check the journal again. Yeah, 58 more days. We've got plenty of time. And hopefully the curse will go away. I'm willing to do a rest.
Drinking and fighting. Amiri, don't you understand how empty and ridiculous all this is?
Your head is empty, and your face is ridiculous. In fact, you're ridiculous all around. A good fight and some booze. What else do you need to be happy?
Your face is ridiculous. It did not get rid of this. We're probably going to need to actually use a remove curse spell. Well, how about that? When do we get remove curse? Do you already have it? No. Oh, I'm looking at your first level spells. Third level. Remove curse. You do. And I have not actually slotted spells for you because I am awesome. All allies in a 30-foot burst. Each affected creature gains +2 morale to strength and con, +1 to will, -2 to AC. I don't know about that. Effect is otherwise identical to a barbarian's rage, except that the subjects aren't fatigued. While enraged, the subjects can't use spells. Yeah, maybe not. So I guess for your domain slot, we'll give you Dispel Magic. And for now, I think we're going to have remove a curse. Though Delay Poison Communal is going to be one that I'm going to want probably often. And then there's other things like Prayer, I think. +1 luck bonus to attack rolls, weapon damage rolls, save skills. While each of your foes takes a -1 penalty on such. That sounds great, but it's only 1 round per level, which is pretty rough. And then Archon's Aura is another one that's pretty good, if I recall. Any hostile creature within 20-foot radius of you must succeed will save to resist the effects. If the creature fails, a -2 penalty to attack rolls and saving throws and to armor class for the duration of the spell. Yeah. We'll see. Then you probably have other slots available. No. Okay, so it was just 3rd level. I didn't fill out your spells. But I think we're going to end the episode here. Next time we'll head into Ratnook Hill and see what's going on there and then continue our way around. So for now, thank y'all for watching and I'll see you guys then. Bye.